Okay, some of you guys want to know how to use a round loom, an oval loom, or a rectangle loom. Well, first off, I've got a black case that I keep my stuff in. Okay, I keep my scissors in here. I've got my extra little doodads, hook thingy. I don't know what these technical words are. I got my needles. I've got these cute little things, clips that you use when you're trying to remember where your place is half the time. And then, of course, the old-fashioned crochet needles. I have no clue how to use these old-fashioned crochet needles. Somebody tried to teach me, but because I have rheumatoid arthritis in my fingers start to cramp up real bad, and I can't do it the old-fashioned way. So I do it the cheating way, is what I call it. This here is what you call a round loom. They have all sorts of sizes. There's one that's smaller than this, but this is the one I like to use for hats. Okay, then I've got a counter. To keep track of your rows, you use this. Now, because I've used this so much that sometimes when I click on the little button, it doesn't go to my next number. So sometimes I have to play with the little dial part on the side to get it to go to the right thing for me. So we're going to use this today. Now, I like to use this type of yarn because it's very thick to make hats. Very good hats come from thick yarn. If you use thin yarn to make hats or scarves or whatever, depending on if you want it to be thin, I usually buy 2 same colored yarns, and you're gonna to make it thicker. And those you want to just take the yarns and put them together and then use it to go around. But this is thick, so I only have to go around once. Now what you want to do, like people always say, is you want to, I do it differently. I like to actually make a kind of like a knot. Other people have different other ways to doing it, but I'll make a knot, and you got this piece sticking out. That's where you want to put it. Okay, so this way, when you're doing it, it doesn't accidentally get loose, and then you end up unraveling it as you're trying to go around. Now, some people go counterclockwise, other people go clockwise. It depends on how comfortable you are. If you're a righty like me, you want to go right. If you're a lefty, you might want to go left, depending on how comfortable you are. Now, with a round loom, or an oval loom, or a rectangle loom, you pretty much start out the same exact way. Okay, so what you're going to do is, I'm going to start with this one first. You go around, completely around. Now this does take some time to do this, and because I have arthritis in my fingers, sometimes it's hard to go as fast as you'd like to. Now, as soon as you get all the way around to the beginning, which we are about there, okay, once you do that, now if I would have been smart, I would have tried to do it to where these pieces were already down like that, those are. But I didn't do that, so now I got to go back and straighten that out. And hope that it doesn't unravel while you're doing this. Now the thing about this is you have to do it twice, because if you don't do it twice, and I'm about to show you what I mean by twice, is that you have nothing to hook it over. Okay, so because we went clockwise, we now got to go counterclockwise to get the second set up there. So, oh no, I'm sorry guys. You just want to follow through and go back around the second time. It's been a while. It's been about 6 months since I messed with these things. I got it for my 40th birthday, which was almost 2 years ago. My 42nd birthday is going to be next Wednesday. So bear with me. It's been about 6 months. So, okay, you go around the second time the same way you went the first time. If you went right the first time, you're going to go right the first time. Or the second time. If you went left the first time, you're going to go left the second time. Okay, now to keep this from unraveling, you got to hold it. Somehow figure out a way to hold it so that you can take the bottom and go over the top. Just like that. Some people do this as they go. Others just go real fast. Okay, you do that and do that. And then others are like, screw that, I ain't waiting that long. So you could do this as fast as you can. It's not a race. It's just so that you can somebody's little thing is beeping. Anyway, so my niece, Sydney, who's a diabetic, is holding my camera for me while I show you guys how to do this, and I think I heard her little machine go off. Okay, so you do this all the way around, and yes, you have to do it clockwise or counterclockwise because you started clockwise. That way you don't unravel the whole thing. And if you are a lefty and you started with the left, you're going to end up going to your right to go around to get it all done. Now, depending on if you want to go fast or if you want to take your time, taking your time usually means that you start off the way I did, where you went around and started putting the loops over it as you did it. But now that I went real fast to do this, okay, sometimes you need your little hook to help get the pieces down. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're hard. But this is what, when people say round loom, oval loom, or rectangle loom, these are what they're talking about. If you go faster with a crochet needle and your yarn and you like it better, then you don't have to learn on a loom. But some people learn faster on these looms. But this is all you do. You keep going around on the loom until you get it at you get the hat as long as you want. If any of you have Instagram, my Instagram, if I can remember correctly, is Kimber _ Van Dyne. Or it's Kimber Van _ Dyne. It's been a while since I've looked at it to see how exactly my name is. But I'm pretty sure it's Kimber. Okay, Kimber Van is together. Kimber, V as in Victor, AN, and then it's _ and then Dyne, DINE. And it's all lowercase, You'll see everything I've made so far. Hats. I'm still working on a scarf, so I haven't shown it. I've made socks. I've made baby booties. Baby booties are so easy to make after I watched this one video. I've also have other pictures on there, like my last birthday. I made a pig cake. The pigs look really good. I copied that from a picture I saw on Facebook. Okay, so once these are all down, as it goes, it'll start growing, and it's going to look really pretty. You want to take your little clicker, your little time thingy, or whatever you want to call this thing. I had the correct name for it earlier. You want to press it. Now, like I said, it gets screwed up. So what I have to do is press the little button. Oops, went the wrong way. Okay, so I did one row. Now, if you keep this up, you can get as many rows as you want, but the reason why you use the little clicker is if you like the hat when you do it, then later you're going to want to come back and make another one the exact same way. And that's how you'll remember. Oh yeah, I did 15 rows, or I did 20 rows, and that's what I like. Actually, I'll be doing 2 more videos besides this one, because the second video will show you with a rim and without a rim. I think that's what you call it. It's the little piece that you can either fold yourself or not fold at all. But this is all you do, and you keep going around. You keep going around, and because you already did the 2 earlier, your first one now is at the bottom. That's the one you're going to use, and this new one you're making is now your second one, so you don't have to go back a second time to redo it again. So you're just going to go around, and you're going to get them all done. And we're almost there. And then all you do is, because that was your last one, you're going to take it, you're going to under it, and you're going to go over. And because I've got arthritis, it makes it very hard sometimes to do that. I don't think it's the yarn. I think it's more like it's me. Okay, so then you go back around and you do this. And then the third video is going to show you how to close it off. How to close the top part. Because right now what you're doing is actually the open part. That you're going to see at the bottom when it comes down is going to be the opening. And then when you close this all off, it's going to be your top half. And if any of you guys are like me sometimes and would like to get that pom-pom part, I'm not good at that. It would be one of those where you have to go to YouTube and look up round loom pom-poms, or look up how do I make pom-poms for hats. But this is all you do. You just go around and around and around and around. And you keep going until it grows, and until you do as far or as much as you want. It's not that hard. People like me, my rheumatologist told me this is good for my hands. It relaxes them. It actually helps with my blood pressure. It relaxes me. Something you could do while you're watching TV. If you get bored, you could pull this out and just start working on it. I decided I'll go backwards and do this, and it seems it's easier for me to go the opposite direction. Yeah, a lot easier. So maybe that's what I should have done the first time. I'm not good with making videos, guys. I'm not good with the small chats and the chit chats and all this stuff. So you have to bear with me and My poor niece has been holding my camera practically all day trying to help me with videos. So her back's probably killing her by now. But that's all you do, and then you take your little clicker again. Yeah, that's what it's called, clicker. And you do it, and that time it worked. So I've done 2 rows now. I'm going to do about, about 8 more rows. And if I get those 8 more rows done today, I might do the second video tonight with my niece's help to show you how to make a rim for your hat. So I'll see you guys later. Bye. Okay, I went to 20 instead of doing it to 10 because it wasn't as long as I wanted it to, because what you're doing is the brim, not rim, brim. So what you can do is after you do your second or third, you can let this finally go. And that way you can do what we're about to do. Like I said, there's different ways to do this. And I have a habit of putting a knot in it. So, okay. So what you want to do is you want to tuck that in because you're going to keep it there. Actually, that will stay down here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a brim, that little piece that goes around right here. So you want to take the bottom and you want to find the last stitch, which would be your first stitch that you did, and you're going to attach it. This will be your second piece, and you're going to go all the way around as long as you get the last one, or should I say the beginning. Even I make mistakes. It's hard to see. They make these videos so easy online when you're trying to do this. What you want to do is make sure you're getting the very first stitch that you did. Like I said, this will be your second one that you go around and do. And you're going to go all the way around. It doesn't matter where you start this. When you're putting it back up, as long as you're getting the first stitch every time. Because this first stitch is what you're going to use to make the brim. And now I'm getting the hang of it. See, and you still got your little string here. You're gonna try and tuck it under so that it will be in the thing when you're trying to do this. Now once you get this completely done, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to start where your thread begins, and that's where you're going to start it, which is back here where this string is. You're going to take your hook and you're going to start there, and then you could go forward or backwards, it doesn't matter. But because I'm so used to doing this the way I'm doing it now, then it's just easier to go this way. You want to go all the way around. And yeah, I'm pulling it down as I go because I've gotten so used to doing it. And these pegs here actually are super loose because I've used this loom so many times. So some of the pegs will come out if you're not careful. because they are so loose. And you just have to be careful and see how it's about to fall out. It's just with me having arthritis, sometimes it's difficult, but my rheumatologist says that doing this is actually good for my fingers. It keeps them loose, as well as making the pegs loose. And then, like I said, you can go fast all the way around and then come back to it and bring the yarn down. Or you can do like I'm doing now and just take your time and bring it down and do the next one. Loop it over. And yes, this is a little hard. As you can see, they don't want to stay put. And then just loop it down. The reason why it's so tight is because you're taking the piece from your hat that you're making, and the yarn's a little tight. Now you see how that came out? All you do is pop it back in place. Now once you start using your regular yarn to go around again, it shouldn't be as tight. Sometimes it's good that it's tight. It makes it easier for you guys to have a tight hat, and then when you wear it, you will have pieces of yourself sticking out. And what I mean by that is you'll have, your hair won't come through the hat, depending on how much the yarn is. But see how loose that wants to get? Once you get through this stage here of trying to get this all done, the yarn shouldn't be as tight. But like I said, due to you wanting to get a brim on it, so you've got that nice look, it's going to be just a little tight. If you have rheumatoid arthritis or any type of arthritis like I do, and this becomes very difficult and it's easier for you just to do your crocheting the old-fashioned way, then keep doing it your way. Don't do it the way I'm doing it just because I'm doing it this way. Sometimes if the old-fashioned way is easier on you, then just keep doing you. But I've used this loom for so long. Like I said, 6 months is how long it took me not to do it. So trying to get back into the groove of things is kind of hard. But if you guys like this and you want to continue to learn how to make other things like scarves and stuff, just let me know and I'll be able to. Okay, now that I'm done with all that, what you want to do with your little counter is you want to start over, because now that you've got a rim, okay, you start over. So now when you make your hat, okay, this piece here is the piece, this is where your head goes, and up here when I get done is going to be closed off, so that'll be the top of your head. So the next time you see me, see what you do is you go all the way around again, and then you're going to pull it back up like you've done before, and you're going to keep doing that over and over again until you get as long as you want. I'll go to 20 again and show you how big this is at 20, and then after that I will come back and tell you how many rows it took me to make the hat for us to close it off. So I'll see you in a little bit. Instead of 20 rows, and it looks like this. So by the time we're done doing the last part, it'll be a hat that somebody can wear. Okay, what you gotta do is you gotta take a needle and thread the last of your yarn. And what you need to do is take it and you want to go around, go under, and pull all this yarn. This is all that I had left of my yarn. And yeah, I could have went a row or two more, but I didn't want to lose more yarn just in case it took longer. Because you need enough yarn to go around and go through all the way around, and then you're using the rest of the yarn to close the top. So we're going to go around and do this as fast as I can. It's not a competition. You just have to make sure you do it right. This is the way it connects everything, so when you're ready to, you're going to end up pulling it together. Now some people take it and they, as they're doing it, they take it off. You can either pull it off like this as you go, or you can just pull it off like that. That way by the time you're done, they're all out of there, and you can do it just like that, so that by the time you get to your last one, it'll be all done. Sometimes the yarn wants to separate. But this is so it'd be like a drawstring. You're drawing it all the way up. You want to make sure that you don't get knots in it until you're finished. But you want to go under each and every one of them and pull them up. This is just time consuming to get through this, but I'm going as fast as I can without causing problems. We're halfway through. It is time consuming. But you do this with any loom that you have. That way it keeps it all together. Booties for babies, or even making booties for yourself. They're you'll do something like this to the sides so that you can, or should I say to the toe part. It's pretty much the same way. Scarf, you don't have to worry about closing it, because most scarves you don't have to have an opening unless you decide to have two parts to it. And then of course that'll happen. Okay, I'm almost done. It's just taking a little longer. Now, we can always shut it off and come back if it's easier. And then you guys can see what it looks like when I'm ready to do it. This will be a cute little hat. And if you guys would like to have this hat, I will actually sell it for $5. $3 to send it to you if you really want this hat. But I think that when we're done, I think it's going to be too tight on my head. This I was making for myself because my daughter took my hat and gave it to a friend of hers, which was okay. That's why I was making another hat so I could have my own. But I think I made this one too small. Okay, see how I made a knot there by accident? Okay, now I have it done. Okay, you always have to make sure you're doing this. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 left to go, guys, and then I'll be done with that part, and we'll be able to start showing you how to close the top half. Batman, 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 Batman. And Lisa's wearing a Batman shirt. Okay. Almost done. Always have to try it. Put it on the peg you're doing it. This is just time consuming. Kayla got a birthday card from your parents today. Well, this part I could always cut out because it takes longer to do this. The yarn's really long, but that's because I want to make sure I have enough to finish it. Okay, 3 left to go, and then I get to show you guys how to close this up. And then that way you can try and make it, and I'd love to see what you guys make. If you do decide to buy one of these, I got mine as a birthday present almost 2 years ago. So the round looms, there's I think 4 or 5 of them that come in a box together, and it costs, oh, did I make a mistake? I think I skipped one. Anyways, it costs $14.99 to can't tell, did I already do that one? I don't know if I did or not. Anyways, it's $14.99 for a box. I think it's okay, the last 2. It keeps wanting to do that. Pull it over. Okay, last one. Now YouTube does have a few of these videos for you guys to learn how to do it. If mine seemed a little too complicated, or you want to add designs or something to it, because mine's just plain old hats. Okay, now that you've done that, what you want to do is you want to take the yarn and your little needle, put it through here, because what you're going to do is do it inside out, because the outside what you want to keep. You don't want to see or show people how you close it up if they've never done it before. Okay, then all you do is like a drawstring, you zip, and it's all closed. Now what you do to keep it closed so you don't have any problems in the future is because you got like 4 spots like here. What you want to do is you want to go through, make sure you don't go too far down, and you want to bring it all through, and then you go in the opposite direction and you close it. A lot of yarn, and then go through it again. Like I said, the pom-pom part you have to learn on YouTube, because I'm not sure how to do the pom-poms. Some people use a fork to make a pom-pom, others use their fingers, but I don't put pom-poms on mine. I'd like to, but I have to do a video for that, and I'm not. Okay, and then you just go over here. You keep doing this until you get it completely through. I know it's a lot of yarn, but you just go back and forth. Make sure that you don't go too far down. Make sure you get both sides, not just one side. Let's see. Sometimes it's tough to go through here. Now if you have a silver needle and it's really big, it might work better, but I got this plastic one. Okay, this will be the last one I have to go through. Once you're done with that, you want to leave an opening and you want to go through it. And you kind of tie it off like that. And I always do an extra one just to be sure that it stays closed when you turn it back the right way. Okay, leave that open again. Go through it. And then you just tie it up. Then you take your scissors. And you don't want to cut it too short, but you want to cut it long enough to where it won't accidentally unravel itself. Then you take it and you put it the right way, and you got a funny looking hat now. And if I try and put it on, it doesn't fit. So this would be for a little kid, like a toddler. It should fit a toddler or maybe even a baby. But it's a cute little hat. If you guys want it, I'll sell it for $5 plus $3 for shipping. Or we can do a contest. I just don't have the money right now to actually send it. So you guys comment below and let me know what you think. Should we raffle it off or should I sell it? Talk to you later. Bye.